Hello, fourth grade mathematicians. It's Mr. Carter here, ready to work on HomeLink 2.3. Again, write your name if you haven't yet already. And let's get started. So for question 1 here, they're asking you to write equations to help you find all the factor pairs for each number below. Use dot arrays if needed. So they give you an example here. So your example number was the number 6. So your equations with two factors would be this. So it would be 1 times 6 equals 6, and 2 times 3 equals 6. Then you have your turnaround facts here. You go 3 times 2 is 6, and then you turned around 1 times 6 to give you 6 times 1 equals 6. So your factor pairs were 1 and 6 and 2 and 3, because you don't need to repeat your turnaround facts. So if you're looking at the number 9, we always start with the number 1, because we know that 1 is a factor for every number. So 1 times 9 is 9. And you can go ahead and do your turnaround fact if you want to while you're thinking of it. 9 times 1. Notice I gave myself some space here. So I'm probably going to have some factors in between. So I just go up and down the line and I say, okay, does 2 times anything equal 9? I know that's not true. That doesn't work out. So then I go to my next number, which is 3. And I ask myself, does 3 times anything equal 9? Well, yes, and that would be 3 times 3 equals 9. And once you hit a double like that, you don't need to go any further, because you know, because once you hit a double, sorry about that, I had to pause the video. But anyway, once you hit a double, you don't need to go any further, because then after that, you're just going to be hitting turnaround facts. So that's a good clue for you to stop thinking about equations with factors. So our factor pairs here are 1 and 9 and 3 and 3. That's it. Because again, you don't need to rewrite your turnaround factor. You don't need to go 9 and 1. All right, so when I'm looking at the number 10, again, we start with our number 1. 1 times 10, that equals 10. Then I ask myself, okay, does 2 times anything equal 10? And the answer to that is yes. 2 times 5 equals 10. Does 3 times anything equal 10? No. How about 4 times 5? Or 4 times anything, sorry about that. Does 4 times anything equal 10? No. How about 5 times something? Oh yeah, 5 times 2, which is our turnaround fact, will equal 10. So now we don't need to think of any new numbers, because we've already got our match, we've got our turnaround fact. So we can just go now and do the other turnaround fact, which is 10 times 1. That equals 10. So now our factor pairs are 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Okay. I'm going to have you think about 17 by yourself. I want you to pause the video and try to work this one out and see if you can do it. Okay, so when you're looking at 17, the only equation that works is 1 times 17. 17 is what we call a prime number. The only factors it has are 1 and itself. So it's 1 and 17. There were no other factors for 17. All right, I want you to do the same thing for 40. I want you to figure out all the equations that you can and go ahead and pause the video, work that out, see if you get the same answers that I do. Okay, 40 had quite a few factor pairs. As a matter of fact, it had 4 different factor pairs with 8 equations. We had 1 and 40, 2 and 20 will get you 40, 4 times 10 will get you 40, and also 5 times 8. If you missed 1 or 2 of those factor pairs, go ahead and add them in. There are quite a few for 40. Okay, looking at our practice, again, we have a couple of addition problems here and a couple of subtraction problems, and I like to stack my numbers to help me out because that makes adding and subtracting easier for me. So I went ahead and did that. For number 2, we're just going to add 356 plus 433. 6 plus 3 is 9. 5 plus 3 is 8. 4 plus 3 is 7. For 789. We didn't need to do any carrying over for that problem. That worked out really nicely. 2,167 plus 696. 7 plus 6 is 13. Carry the 1. I'm seeing a combination of 10 here. 9 plus 1 is 10. Plus 6 is 16. Carry the 1. 6, 7, 8. Another 8. And then we just bring the 2 down. So there's nothing here to add to the 2. So it's 2,863. 863. All right, number 4. Okay, so now we're subtracting. I want to make sure you're paying attention to your signs here. 8 take away 2 is 6. 7 take away 3 is 4. 5 take away 2 is 3. 4 take away 2 is 2. This one was also another nice problem where we didn't have to do any trading. So that's 2,346 here for number 4. Last problem. 1 take away 9. We do need to trade here. We cannot do that. So we've got to take from the tens. Make that a 6. Add 10 to the ones. So we already had 1, so we're adding 10 more. That's 11. Now we can take away 9 from 11. That gives us 2. 6 take away 8. We're unable to do that. So we need to borrow from or trade from our hundreds. We're going to take one of those hundreds away, make it 1. We're going to add 10 tens. That now becomes 16. 16 take away 8 is 8. 1 take away 0. We are able to do that. And that's 1. 3 take away 1 is 2. And our answer is 2,182. I'm just going to transfer my answer over here. 2,182. All right, well, hope this was helpful. If you have questions, come see me, and I can help you further with this. And have a good night.